Happy Easter morning, everybody. No one finds it strange that the Restrict Act, it doesn't mention TikTok once. All they're looking for is a permanent legal backdoor opening to all social media so that they can edit what they've been doing the whole time, right? Is asking to take down different posts and block certain people and yada, 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 and certain information. And now they want it to be legal because they know that they've been violating the First Amendment through these social media platforms, right? And people are like, yeah, I mean, TikTok is spying on it. Yes, it is. So are YouTube and, Facebook, Meta, whatever the fuck you want to call it, Instagram, Twitter, all of them. That's what they do. They steal our data. I mean, when the product is free, you're the product. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, Facebook's free, right? Because they use you. You're the payment. Your information, everything you look at. So I mean, it doesn't mention TikTok once, right? But if you use a VPN to check something out that's banned, right? It could be $1 million fine and 20 years in prison, right? So that's worse than molesting a child or rape, right? Crazy, right? All because what? Look what just happened, right? So all of these Pentagon papers were released on Twitter and Telegram the other day, right? Saying that Ukraine's in the shithole and, what they need and what we can give them and what our, it's so, you know what I mean? Like before they were trying to get rid of Joe Rogan, right? Because they knew that Joe Rogan would spill some tea, right? They didn't know what it was going to be, right? But then what happened 2 weeks later after everybody had the N-word video where he just, fucking Zuckerberg was on there and said, yeah, the FBI came and said, hey, there might be some disinformation from the Russians about Hunter Biden or something. I mean, a laptop. Well, we don't know what it is yet, but it could be something, and that's Russian misinformation. Maybe you should make sure nobody reads that. I mean, I'll tell you, I would have thought differently during the election if they would have released that. Anyway, so that's why they were trying to get rid of Joe Rogan. That's why they're trying to get him off of Spotify. That's why they're trying to, there was this hate campaign against him, right? Because they knew that something like that was going to happen, right? Now with the things coming out of Twitter or someone from the Pentagon leaking the information about the war in Ukraine and some of our capabilities, now the Pentagon's like, well, that's misinformation from the Russians. Again, they use the same fucking playbook every time, right? And so what they're saying is because there's super high casualties for Ukraine, right? They're not even... They don't tell you, who listens to mainstream media, what the casualties are. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of dead. I mean, I'm not smiling, laughing about that. It's about how crazy they are, right? So they're hiding, upwards to 600,000 dead, and the Russians, they're saying somewhere in the neighborhood of 20,000. I mean, any dead's wrong, it's fucked up. But they don't want you to know what's truly going on. And Russia's numbers might be higher than that, and Ukraine's might be a bit lower, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I mean, the Mossad put out that paper, right? Well, the Israeli Times or whatever it was. They put out the actual death toll. Same thing with that Ursula broad, who's, one of the secretaries of the fucking EU. And then they had to come out and edit the video because she said how many were dying it's crazy, man. They want to restrict your access to information. Look, I have a YouTube presence. I got, not that I barely get any, this and that traction, right? Usually my videos, they get to about 1,500 to 2,000. Then all of a sudden, like, it's just happening, and then all of a sudden it just cuts off. It's very weird. You know what I'm saying? The Restrict Act is all about restricting your access to information. But well, what I was going to say is I'm easily avoided, right? You can avoid me, you can block me, you can unfriend me, you can snooze me, whatever the fuck it is. You don't have to subscribe to me. But you know, just like everybody else, we're easily avoided if you would like to avoid it. It's just that you don't want to avoid stuff that makes you annoyed, that makes you sad, that makes you... I mean, I'm the same way, you know what I mean? I'm a consumer of you know, content. You know, I make it and I watch it. And I comment on it. And, you know, I'm telling you, when in history... has the regime, the government, whatever you want to call it, that restricted access to information and censored people and banned things been right? When in history was that regime like everybody's like, yeah, the book burnings were really good. You know what I mean? Like, oh, when they took away all the guns and then started killing everybody, that worked out good. You know what I mean? When have they not been the bad guys? You know, I get it. People are passionate about trans rights and social justice and this. Everybody is. You know what I mean? I mean, not maybe not about trans rights or whatever, but I'm saying everybody is very passionate about what they're, you know, what they love and what they cherish, right? Mostly, I mean, we're mostly all the same, you know. Some people are religious, so they don't like that, the gay and the this and and some people are not, and they don't like the religious and blah, 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 blah. You know, we got to be less judgmental. I got to be less judgmental too. You know, and I'm not talking shit about these people because I hate these people or I want this group to disappear. Oh, no, I'm talking shit about it all because it's fucking the absurdity of it. You know, the absurdity of all of it. Because it's all a distraction, right? I always say, what else is going on? When Bill Clinton was getting his in the Oval Office and that all came out with the fucking nut on the dress and all that shit, right? What else was going on? They were bombing the fuck out of fucking, what was it, Bosnia or something, right? Serbia, whatever. It was somewhere in that area. Same area we're in now. And, you know, I mean, there's always something else going on. You know, there's always something going on. Like Rumsfeld came out in 2001 and was like, there's $2 trillion missing from the Pentagon. And then the next day, 9/11 happened. I'm not saying they're connected, but wouldn't that be something if they were? You know, they just said $2 trillion is missing from the Pentagon again, and I don't even remember what happened the day after that, right? It was probably some shooting or Trump said something or like his shoe squeaked a weird way and so we had to talk about it on CNN and MSNBC for 3 days. I mean, you know, you think you're not getting played? Well, what I was saying is we're all passionate about it. We all love our families. We want the best for each other. You know what I mean? Most people don't care about the trans thing. Most people don't care about the Christian thing. I mean, most people don't care. Everybody should learn the Constitution. Learn the fucking Constitution. All of you. I see the liberals and the alphabet community attacking people because they're speaking out about the things that had happened to them, like the girl with the Leah Thomas who had to swim against Leah Thomas, and she was speaking at a college the other day, and I mean, she got punched in the face several times. They rushed the stage. She had to hide out in a freaking, you know, that's not very progressive. That's not very liberal. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's happened to the left. I really don't. I've always considered myself on the left, but I don't understand censorship. Let people speak. You know what I mean? If they're speaking ignorant shit, people are going to notice. You know what I mean? They're going to see it. They're not going to fucking, you know, they might, a couple people gravitate, but most people are in it for the, you know, people just want to be left alone and or love each other. That's it, man. No one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck what you're doing, you know? Not everybody's looking at you, you know? It's like if I go someplace and I start dancing, I think every motherfucking buddy in there is staring at me like, look at this dumb motherfucker. He don't know how to dance. And then nobody's even noticing me, you know? And even if they were, it's none of my business what they're thinking about me. As long as they ain't hassling me or my people, Who cares, you know? I understand that there's restrictive things going on here and there. You know, this whole social justice stuff and like ideology stuff that we're beefing out over. This is put forth by the powers that be through these devices, through media, through news, all that stuff. So that we're at each other's throats, man. I'm telling you. I am fucking telling you. This is all well thought out and planned out. The division in our nation. Just saying, man, it's not what you think it is. You know, we need to. The Restrict Act is to restrict you from information. That's it.